This week on Arizona Illustrated, a new art exhibit at the U of A.
That's artwork, so anything can happen.
Honoring veterans.
Feel sorry for those that didn't make it. If I was to do it all over again, I would be the first one in line, to do it.
Casa Maria, helping those in need.
One day a week, people from our parish come down to prepare the soup. We've been doing that for many years.
And Haunted Bisbee.
And to this day, when I get upset, I sense his presence. Either that or I'm crazy.
Welcome to Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. Life can be a joyous and challenging experience. Inevitably, that journey includes loss and grief. For adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, exploring those feelings through creative expression is at the center of a new collaborative exhibit between the University of Arizona Museum of Art and Artworks.
We're super excited and very blessed and very grateful to be able to partner with Artworks and all you artists again. And I want to personally say thank you for trusting our museum to hold and exhibit these stories. Do this every time. I have the pleasure of introducing Yumi, the director of Artworks.
Introduction before, maybe. I felt like I am a star, but actually the artists are the stars of the day today. So this show, the title is Crafting My Story, Loss, Grief, and My Spiritual Life. So this show really captured the essence of Artworks community.
Artworks is an art community. Artists with intellectual and developmental disabilities and university students, they have an art project together in an open space and respected space. That's artwork, so anything can happen. And I think we love spontaneity of what happens in our creative space. We use individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which means they have some functional and adaptive kind of behavior challenges. How the creative art can help our population. First of all, it can provide opportunity to learn things, and also they can express things, and also they can process what they learned, and then also they can connect with others.
Art from the Crafting My Story. It's going to include the image, the artist, and the titles of the piece.
I am the art instructor and gallery coordinator at Artworks. I help artists create art pieces.
You're going to be walking too.
Right.
It all starts off with having a conversation with the artist. This is our topic. What do you think about this? Does it make you think of anybody you know, any experiences you've had? And some of the answers that some of our artists come up with are very profound and very touching. I'm here to help them just make something that they're proud of and be leaders within their community.
Because we are placed on the university campus, they take a great role in teaching the students and young professionals. And I think we like to society to know that our people can take a teaching role rather than be served. For our grief project that we had, I knew how much they can emotionally adapt with the life challenges, but I did not realize those details, how they do it. And in the process of crafting this story and transferring the story into the art, I learned how they did it, what are the details of the stories, why they are so resilient, but it's not be communicated to the public or to others. And I think the art really provides the opportunity for show how much of the wisdom they have.
They are brutally honest. Yeah, they really are. And sometimes it's really funny, and sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, but they're really brutally honest on how they feel, and they will let you know. And it's so raw sometimes. But I mean, that makes it so easy to just understand.
The fact that I started working as a student worker, this place provided a home-like environment for me, and I really fall in love with how honest our people are, and are also supportive, and also I can be myself. I don't have to be perfect, but then they can accept me, and then also they can support me, my exploration of my own passion. I'm very lucky to have a job that I really enjoy and excited about.
Art making is one part of it, I've never met a group of people that's the most loving, confident, kind people. And it's incredible having to come to a place where you're told every day that you're loved, So it's just one of those programs and those communities of people. So I do, go home feeling really happy. I'm very lucky to be here.
It's my Outdoors family tree. I made it because Outdoors is our big family, and I really like it, and I have good friends here. If I had a choice, I would live here.
Teachers helped me art.
I know you guys are famous than us, so.
Way too famous.
Our society came to the place that everybody should have opportunity equally for everyone, including people with disabilities. But I don't think we don't have much awareness in how much our population can contribute.
Coming back to our heart, but we always can come together and lean on each other.
As a teacher, being here every day, that's the most I could hope for, that other people could look at these art pieces and understand how profound some of these pieces are coming from.
Okay, those are the piece about my couple of dogs who have been passed away like many years ago. She'll be forever in our hearts, and I like to have those dogs up in heaven and and be with us in my heart. So thank you guys.
Sometimes in a school system or a service system, we try to fix people or teach people, and we forget to learn about who they are. And I think the museum provides the space to learn different aspects of life from their own voice. And I think that's a fantastic partnership that we connected with.
Hi, my name is Victoria Donna Pisano. The book right behind you is about Dedicate my mom. The stuff that I did in each page, I did with acrylic paint, fabric, color pencils, markers. I hope you enjoyed the book, and I appreciate all the things that you've done for me. Thank you so much.
Pages from an old book.
What kind of book?
Harry Potter book. A Harry Potter book.
How did it feel tearing up the Harry Potter book?
Naughty.
It has the broader exposure for the community that we never cross if we stay in our small area. Because the museum student comes through, the visitors come through, the community member comes through, and the art community comes through. And I think it's a great intersection of the people who are interested in creativity.
What? With Yumi.
On November 11th, our nation will celebrate Veterans Day, a day when we recognize those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. In Douglas, Arizona, the community has gone one step further and created an exhibit honoring men and women who have made the commitment and worn the uniform.
This museum, if it could speak, it would tell you so many stories, interesting stories, sad stories, funny coincidences. There's so much here, so much history. The Wall of Faces started to bring about information about the guys from Douglas and the surrounding communities who served in Vietnam or during the Vietnam era, either the Army Reserve, National Guard, or whatever. From a couple hundred guys that we started out with, it's over 700 now. And it was a way of recognizing them for their service to our country. And it started very small. We were supposed to just do it from July the 4th to Veterans Day 2 years ago, and that was it. But it just grew into something bigger and bigger. Our luck, the owners of the Gadsden say, hey, you know, there's an extra room we have there. If you guys are willing to fix it up, paint it, put a carpet on it, you can have it. So that's what we did. It's all been volunteer work, and it's been great.
It's an emotional little room here that you can come in here and, you know, say things and reminisce about them. My name is Frank Palma, and I'm retired from federal service after 45 years. I joined at a young age. I left to go into the Army. I ended up in Vietnam after 6 months of training. Back then, I thought we were young and invincible. We could do a lot of things, crazy things, you know. And flying, I never thought it was that dangerous at times, but it was dangerous flying, getting shot down. Unfortunately, it never happened. We had emergency landings because of bullet holes or something, but other than that, it was just a great experience flying out there. Good memories. When they started asking if we had anything to bring in, I decided to go in and start cleaning them out and put my medals and you know, update my stripes, and which I'm really proud of it, you know. You know, I wish I could fit into it right now, but it's a real nice uniform.
My name is Joe Arbono, and I was in the Army. I was a crew chief door gunner on Huey's, and I spent most of my time in Vietnam doing that. Vietnam, we joined as boys, trying to prove that we were men, and not really knowing that when we came back, we wanted to be that boy again, because we had seen so much, and it was just a little bit too much to handle, you know, and just one of those things that we saw too much as boys. I was shot down a couple of times in a helicopter, and luckily I survived. I attribute that to my mother's prayers, and I was able to, in those days you took parts, whatever you could, just as souvenirs. it's still emotional to me. I think about the people that were lost. My friends in Douglas, there was like 13 of them that were lost there. I get emotional seeing a helicopter in the sky. That sound will never go away. Veterans Day is very hard for me. Same thing as Memorial Day, because I remember all the veterans, all my friends and family that have passed away, and I pay tribute to them going to the cemetery and just saying prayer over their grave or remembering so that they're not forgotten. One of the things is mainly that they're not forgotten.
I got wounded, not seriously wounded, but it could have been worse. I think back and I say, gosh, you know, I was close, but I'm glad and I get to enjoy life now. You know, I look back and I'm sorry. I feel sorry for those that didn't make it. If I was to do it all over again, I would be the first one in line, you know, to do it. I don't regret my 21 years in the military. I don't regret my 21 years or 24 years with the Postal Service, because all those years I spent in uniform. Yeah, I think I served my country proudly.
Many communities will be holding events to honor former service members over the long Veterans Day weekend. In Tucson, organizers are holding the city's 100th annual Veterans Day Parade on Monday, November 11th. To find out more, go to TucsonVeteransDayParade.org. As temperatures drop and winter approaches, those without a home face the daily challenge of finding food and shelter. In Tucson, volunteers at the Casa Maria Catholic Worker Community are giving of their time, energy, and spirit to help those who are less fortunate. This is Casa Maria.
I started here. The first experience I had, I think, was in college when I was at the Newman Center at the university. So it's been a while that I've known of this place.
Every single day we're open except for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we've been serving 450 bagged lunches every morning, in addition to 125 family food bags.
One day a week, people from our parish come down to prepare the soup. We've been doing that for many years. Predates me. It's a part of the mission of the church. We do it, I do it, because it's part of living the gospel. It is the primary mission of the church, to reach out.
Well, 6 of us live and work here full time. We pay ourselves $10 a week and, you know, live simple. It's part of our ethic as Catholic workers. And we wouldn't be able to do this unless people came down here and cut up the turkey that we served and put it in the soup pot, make bag lunches, put food in the family bags, drive the van, all kinds of stuff we need. And if volunteers didn't do it, this place wouldn't exist, and people would be way more hungry than they are right now.
I don't have a job, but I always like to come here and help because it has always been part of my conviction to do something. I've always helped here. This gives me emotional well-being and is an example of my faith, to follow God's teachings and ask for His mercy.
Showing compassion and giving to your fellow man, your fellow women, that creates joy and is something that's way better than anything material can give you. So this is one opportunity to come down here and get involved with us, be with poor people, to be with people that are suffering, and to be part of a solution.
Dinero que me dé salud. Claro. Pienso que hay muchas cosas que hacer.
I think there are many things that need doing, because sometimes when you look around, you notice all the poverty and stress, and I believe we have to offer more love. We do a lot of things, like making lunches, sorting produce, and helping out with clothing distribution. Casa Maria is a beautiful place.
I've been volunteering here off and on. I began probably 40 years ago. So that's when I was in college.
How much longer do you think you'll be coming back?
I'd love to be able to do this until I die. I have no idea when that will be. I'm 67. I'm working on it. I don't spend every morning down here. I spend far more mornings working out so I can be healthy longer and be able to do this and other things longer.
I think if you do something that redeems society, you know, it produces real joy. And for us here at Casa Maria, like doing this ministry is a way for us to live out our faith.
The pumpkins are out and Halloween is just around the corner. And if you'd like to get into the spirit, you might want to head over to Bisbee, Arizona for a haunted history ghost tour and a seance with Magic Kenny Bang Bang.
So we've done some research here. We realized that in the year 1919, Houdini came to Bisbee, Arizona, and he performed at a tiny little theater called the Lyric Theater. We found out that that same Saturday night, he spent the night here at the Copper Queen. This is why we've officially unveiled the Houdini Room. They say the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest in the month of October. So in channeling the spirit of Houdini, I have some very old shackles. And I'm gonna have Renee do the honors of shackling my wrists together as tight as you can. He's the godfather of magicians, really. Here I'm a full-time magician doing magic shows every single weekend. So that to me is really what's just, like it was fate that I ended up here. Melt right off my wrists, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Anybody else like a flashlight?
It's a different town at night than versus the day.
Feel free to take as many photographs as you like. We have had what we believe are ghosts photographed on the tour.
I run the old Bisbee ghost tour.
So are you guys ready? Wow.
I am one of the tour guides, so I'm the one that guides the guests around Bisbee and tells them the ghost stories and the folklore regarding the ghosts which haunt the buildings.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in the Bisbee Seance Room. Bisbee is considered one of the most haunted towns in America, and there is a reason for this. You're well aware of the copper, gold, and silver that were extracted from the mines. What most people do not realize, that this entire town was built on top of one of the single largest quartz crystal mineral deposits anywhere in the world. And quartz crystal in large quantities acts as a battery for letting certain energies come and go as they please.
Now, the Grand is the only hotel where I have heard stories of people running out in the middle of the night never to return because of the paranormal activity. She got scared, went behind the bar to start cleaning glasses when she felt Jeremiah massaging her back. My type of ghost.
We try to tie in all the stories to the history of the buildings.
The other embalming room is in the shop that's vacant next door. Coincidence? I think not.
So we don't just tell ghost stories, we try to kind of link them all together, like a quilt.
I think we are so complementary to each other. You're both getting a haunted history lesson, but in different venues. First spot on our little tour is none other Then the Copper Queen. There are 52 rooms, 16 different ghosts. The very first magic trick that was shown to me was close-up magic. You know, I saw it right in front of my eyes. My grandfather was my biggest inspiration in my life. I just was awestruck. I want to give everyone, adults and children, that same experience. And to this day, when I get upset, I sense his presence. Either that or I'm crazy.
We decided to research this park. And what we found out was that this park used to be... Cemetery! Very good. This used to be the Bisbee Cemetery. I was kind of always interested in ghosts and ghost stories. And when I was in college, I took a fairy tale and folklore class. And we spent a couple weeks talking about ghost stories and how it's a type of folklore. And that just led me to collecting ghost stories. And when I moved to Bisbee, it's just the perfect storm.
Hold it up just like that. See, he would take the red. What's crazy is where he puts it. It's perfect. I mean, it's this intimate experience. I think it's a lost art. You know, I've been to stage magic shows and large parlor shows. Take those 3 cards and simply put them back in the middle of your pile. There's something about a show that's just for 10 people. By any chance, does anyone have a match with the piece that they put underneath their leg?
I do. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. What? I can't.
You know what's amazing?
It's the devil.
No, it's the first time it actually worked.
When a lot of people come up to me and they're like, well, how can you prove that there's a ghost? I go, well, how can you prove there's not? I'm more interested in giving people who visit Bisbee a good time. Something to tell their friends about, to bring them back to Bisbee. And Mr. Bones says, I was diagnosed with a hollow weenie.
I want to leave you with the final thoughts. We are merely spirits having a human experience, not humans having a spiritual experience. And those deceased are always with us. Thank you for joining me in the Bisbee Seance Room.
Thank you for joining us here on Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. See you next week.